Hey guys, it's Yusafa, and welcome back to another Voices of the Community. Some players discover Marvel Contest of Champions as adults, with careers, families, and responsibilities already in full swing. But others grow up with the game, and in the process, the game grows with them. Today's guest represents that second path. Next first picked up the game in 2018 at just 11 years old. What started simply as twiddling his thumbs on a screen quickly became daily ritual, learning mechanics, mastering champion node interactions, and slowly building up the hand-eye coordination and strategy that this game demands. Now, nearly 6 years later, at 17 going on 18, he's seen it all, from the free-to-play grind, a dip into pay-to-win spending, and finding balance as a dolphin. Along the way, he's helped guide his alliance from silver to platinum 3, proving his leadership and teamwork matter as much as roster depth. And beyond gameplay, he's poured creativity into designing custom concept kits for characters like US Agent, Cloak and Dagger, and Graviton, showing that MCOC isn't just a game, it's a canvas for imagination. In this conversation, we'll explore what it means to grow up alongside MCOC, the lessons it's taught him, and how his own voice, once quiet in the background, is ready to take place in the wider community. This is Voices of the Community, and today we sit down with Nex. Hey guys, it's Yusafa. I'm really excited about this interview that I'm about to do. My next guest is Nex. Nex, how about you give a little introduction about yourself and how you came to play MCOC?
Hi guys, my name is Nex, or Nexaro. I started playing uh, Contest of Champions back in 2018, so it was around for a while when I started playing, and then I took a little bit of a break. I want to say like 2021, and then I came back a few months later, and I've been playing every day since. I believe since I joined the alliance that I'm in now, I've been trying to get involved in the community a lot more.
Right?
Um, I am an endgame player. I like to consider myself that at least. I have a few rank fours. I'm valiant. Um, the alliance I'm in has evolved from just a small, I believe, gold level alliance all the way to plat, and we've evolved from doing just alliance work to doing battlegrounds and alliance quests as well. And I'm proud to say that I've been part of that growth.
Nice. So you started playing back in 2018. It was a relatively new game. It had already been out for a couple years. What drew you to coming to MCOC? Was it were you a fan of the comics, the MCU, or was it just a game that you saw pop up on your mobile device?
A little bit of everything.
Okay.
I believe at that time it was I believe Venom the Duck and Symbiote Supreme that had just been released that month.
Yeah.
And with all the hype around the Venom movie that had just come out, I saw the motion comic and I thought, I got to give this game a try.
Right.
So I was mere 11 years old when I first downloaded the game, and I just fell in love with it.
Right. Yeah. No. I mean, that's very admirable. 11 years old and picking up the game. Do you remember what your first 5-star champion that you pulled was back then?
My first 5 star, I
Yeah.
have to say, I believe was Mordo.
Mordo, Mordo, a
Yeah.
champion that some people absolutely love, but other people think should be deleted from the game. Yeah, that's fantastic. Um, so you started when you were 11 years old. You played until 2021, so about 3 years. Uh, how was it growing up with the game, and how has the game influenced how you see it now compared to when you first started? Has there been a large change?
Definitely. There's been a large change in almost every aspect of the game.
Yeah.
The game itself, the mechanics, the community, um, the devs. I've seen it. Uh, I think I've pretty much seen it all,
Yep.
almost all.
Yeah. So definitely the game. The game has become more complex, right? With over 250 champions now available at different rank rarities. So the mechanics have definitely changed. The nodes have definitely changed. And then you also mentioned the community. What about the community you think has grown over the past few years?
Um, I want to start with the content creation side.
Yep.
I've seen a lot more um, content creators rise up in YouTube and other means of social media, and I've seen them get their name out there, and they've become, um, I want to say, a pillar in the community. But when I first started playing the game, there weren't that many.
Yeah.
I believe it was the big names then were Deaton, Brian Grant. Those were the two I remember the most.
Hmm.
But now uh, there are so many content creators, so much content to watch and enjoy.
Which
And then
which content creators do you watch more now that the game has matured and the community has enlarged?
I believe the ones I watch the most have been Simula,
Yeah.
Legacy, MSD, some of the bigger names.
Yep.
Grass and MCOC Noob have been on my feed a lot more. I believe I recently subscribed to them.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, both
and
two very fantastic content creators, Grass and MCOC Noob. Absolutely.
mhm.
Yeah, and now
Yeah, I
that
really enjoyed the content.
Battlegrounds has been prevalent for the past couple of years, 2 or 3 years, a lot more content creators have emerged to stream Battlegrounds because it is more of a digestible and short length competitive mode. So that's where I see a lot of the additional content creators come from. We see content creators like Truth or Judah or Dread that all just focus on live streaming battlegrounds. So I think that has given rise to a lot more content creators that are currently available for digestion by the community.
100%.
Yeah. Do you play battlegrounds much?
Not very much. I usually get um, to the gladiator circuit and I kind of stop. I maybe get to Uru 1 and then just stop for the season.
Right.
It's not my thing.
What do you think's keeping you from progressing further into battlegrounds? Is it depth of roster? Is it time, skill? What do you think is keeping you from taking advantage of that game mode?
Skill and time
Okay.
mostly. I don't have um, time wise. I don't have enough time to be doing multiple battlegrounds matches all at once. I usually do about two a day,
Right.
just because I've been very busy the last few years.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're definitely in the messy years of growing up, getting ready to go to college. So time is definitely at a premium. I understand that. Um,
Yeah.
in our prep work that we did, you mentioned that you started off when you were 11, and you were a relatively quiet voice within the community. Rarely chose to speak up. But over time, as time has passed by, you took a couple years off, came back in 2021. You feel the need to be more vocal within the community. What's that about?
Um, well, when I started out, um, the biggest form of communication I had with anyone within the community was global chat.
Yeah, which
Um,
is a cesspool, right?
Very accessible. It's not necessarily the best way to communicate with anyone.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of trolls there. But with the recent issues that have been going on, especially with Kabam being more transparent
Mm-hmm.
and allowing a more um, vocal community, uh, I just feel like it wouldn't hurt to have anybody else's voice out there as well.
Yep.
So I'd like to try to be a little bit more active in the community than I have been.
And what does that look like? Does that mean posting more on forums? Does that mean are you thinking about starting your own YouTube channel and creating content yourself? What form does that look like when you say you're going to increase your presence within the community?
I want to say posting on forums
Yeah.
as well as interacting with others in, say, live streams or comment sections.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. All right. So you mentioned that you started in a silver level alliance, and then you helped build them all the way up to Plat 3. And you also mentioned that you are currently an officer within that alliance. So going from silver to Plat 3, that's quite a big jump. What was that journey like?
A very long journey. Um, it was far from easy, and it did take a little bit of time.
Yeah.
I can't take all the credit. Most of what I did was kind of help organize a few things, um, path assignments, uh, defense placements, stuff like that. Leading the team, I do have to give a lot of credit to Kurd. Uh, Kurd started out relatively new to the game, and he's helped bring us all to Plat 3.
So you're talking about Kurt Bros, who viewers may notice within a lot of the live streams. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. And so
So,
Kurt provided that mentorship and assistance in developing you as an officer within the alliance.
yes. And at
Okay.
one point, it was also the reverse. I believe I was made leader of the alliance for a few months
Okay.
while Kurd was an officer, and then I needed to step down, and I saw that Kurd was already making waves in the community. He was interacting with everybody
Yep.
from live streams to line chats, and he was really our biggest motivator, in my opinion.
Okay.
So that's how he got to be leader.
So it was the collaboration that you guys had as an alliance, the communication collaboration of the alliance mates uh, within your overall 30-person alliance that have assisted you guys growing up from that silver to platinum to focusing on alliance war, to members of the alliance learning correct matchups, direct paths, and overall education of playing the game.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. Now, moving over to your current play style and how you feel about spending in the game. You've been fully free to play. I'm assuming that's when you initially started for the first few years. You've dabbled in pay to win, and now you call yourself a dolphin, so I would say casual spender. What differences have you noticed at each stage of spending? Has your enjoyment increased with the amount of money that you spend on the game, or not?
Um, in the moment where I spend lots of money and get to open a bunch of crystals and rank ups
Mm-hmm.
during these massive sales, I'd say that like that dopamine, that adrenaline that you get,
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
feels good in that moment. Um, but when you're spending massive amounts of money like that, I realize like it's taken a hit on my bank account.
Yeah, yeah,
So in the end, it doesn't necessarily feel good if you're spending a little bit more money than what you have.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I always tell all my friends, everybody in the alliance, that don't be like me if you don't have the disposable income to do it. Only do that, if this is a game you enjoy and you have the money to spend. So I do not advocate anybody to spend like me in this game. So you're absolutely right. The dopamine, you get the immediate dopamine rush, especially if you pull like a feature champion, or you pay you play a part in the deals that Kabam does release. But if you can't afford it, then that dopamine definitely is not worth it.
Yeah.
Speaking of, do you think that this game and Kabam treats players fairly across the spectrum from free to play to whales, or is there too much of an imbalance when it comes to the amount that you spend on the game?
I do believe that there is an imbalance
Yep.
with all these, um, especially in recent months, with all these sales going on every 6 to 8 weeks. They're asking you to drop hundreds and hundreds of dollars
Yep.
um, on champions and crystals. And then it's kind of leaving more free to play players kind of in the dust. They have to grind 10 times harder to get, I want to say, maybe like half the rewards than
Yep.
what you would get if you just spend your money.
Yep. Yeah, yeah. So with regards to the deals that are popping up, which I agree are coming at a increasingly rapid pace, how do you personally decide whether or not a deal or sale is for you or not?
If there's already predetermined value
Yeah,
in, say, a champion sale, like with the Human Torch,
yeah,
um, in that, I believe it was July 4th,
hmm,
for Human Torch,
yep,
I dropped a boatload of money. I mean, I dropped about $600. To me, that's a lot
yeah,
for Human Torch, just because he's already proven himself to be extremely valued to any one single account. So I wasn't as unsure about spending money as I would be, say, with the Silver Samurai, with the swords. I bel
the sword and the
swords
stone.
and yeah, that
Yep,
one.
yep,
Silver Samurai was the prized champion, but he had just been released,
yep.
so there's not that much um,
Content.
guarantee.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's not that much guarantee or content. So you have really no idea what you're getting, and they're asking you to spend a lot of money.
yeah, right, Roger. And what about Dark Phoenix? Did you partake in that, or was that there not enough guarantee of value in that event as well?
I took part in that, but not enough to grab Dark Phoenix.
Okay.
So I was able to grab, I believe, three of the 7-star crystals that they were giving out for Heart of Fire.
Yep.
I got two Nick Furies and an Apocalypse, and I was happy with that, and I didn't spend any further.
Right. What about deals that and this all interests me because I often get stovepiped and focused on where I currently am in the game and my spending habits, where I don't really consider what how the deals that Kabam releases impacts others. So this is all very interesting to me. What about deals that just pop up that give you rank up resources and rank up value? Do you see those as valuable in order to go ahead and procure or not? Do you focus mostly on champ acquisition?
Personally, I focus more on champ acquisition
Okay.
just because with the way they're releasing 7-stars compared to when they released 6-stars, there's no guarantee that you'll see another 7-star champion in the next year or two.
Yep.
But rank up materials come and they come, or they come and go. Same with potions and revives.
Yep.
They come and go. There's other ways to get them, albeit it's a bit more grindy.
Yeah. Let's switch gears here. Do you play any other games? Any other video games, mobile games, console games, PS5, Xbox out there?
I really don't.
Yeah.
Um,
Is
when I first got when I first got this game, it was mostly just a time filler. Now it's kind of a daily grind.
right.
Um, but it's really the only game I have time for.
Right. Yeah, and it from our pre-work too. It sounds like you've dove headfirst into this game, even to the point where you've created custom champion kits. Just for fun and for recommendation. We're talking like characters like U.S. Agent or two of my favorite or one of my favorite, Cloak and Dagger. You want to go into what you have started doing for that?
Yeah, I it was honestly something I just picked up. I believe I saw a thread on the forums
Mm-hmm.
regarding new champion designs or a champion wish list or a buff design as well. And I got to thinking, I kind of want to make something like that of my own.
Yeah.
I believe my first one that I made, I've never really shared it with anyone besides, I think, my alliance. I think the first one I made was Graviton, who still has yet to join the game.
Right.
And then it's just kind of spiraled from there.
When I got this list from you and saw Cloak and Dagger, I used to be when I was in high school. I used to be a very large Marvel fan. and Cloak and Dagger were definitely two of my favorite characters in the game. They just had that symbiosis of working with one another, and they had complementary powers and skills. I would love to see Cloak and Dagger into this game. However, that is not my most wanted champion in this game, and I've actually said on the CCP server who I want to see introduced to the game, who I would be most interested in seeing this game, and that is Speedball. And he's one of those, very unknown champions characters within the Marvel universe, but he is so cool. So hopefully one day, and if you want to make a character kit for him, I'd be more than happy to provide it back to Kabam for Speedball. So hopefully we can see him enter the contest soon.
Honestly, I could
Yeah.
probably work on that.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know who I'm talking about? I mean, not a whole lot of people know who Speedball is.
I've heard of the name.
Yeah,
Who the character is exactly, like the uh, biography and the power set,
yeah,
is not necessarily coming to mind right now, but I've heard the name before.
yeah. He used to be part of the
It's definitely one of
New
those,
Mutants. Yeah.
yeah, definitely one of those niche characters in Marvel.
Who do you want to see introduced in this game more than anybody else?
More than anybody else, I'd have to say, I honestly would have to say Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah. Oh my God, that would be awesome,
It's,
wouldn't it? That'd be
yeah,
fantastic. Yeah, they could do so many creative things with those characters. It'd be absolutely fantastic.
they
Uh,
definitely could.
yeah. Okay. So you mentioned you wanted to be your voice because you've been often in silent community. Um, we've talked about what YouTubers you've watched, content creators. Has there been a individual by name that has inspired you most, whether it's YouTubers, alliance mates, or other players, for your continued support of the game and your continued focus on MCOC?
Um, I would have to say Brian Grant.
Yeah.
He hasn't been. I noticed he hasn't been around in a while. The community.
Yep.
But as I was growing up, uh, watching his YouTube videos, watching his live streams, I found very enjoyable. And then I've also appreciated the grind that he has had to save almost every single crystal, to wait to the last minute to do something.
Yep.
Um, Most people, like myself, would probably just jump at the chance to open a crystal or rank up a champion the moment that they can.
Yep. So
So
is
for him,
the discipline that he exhibited to the community with his account and his playstyle inspired you, huh?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So Brian, I don't know if you knew, but so Brian and I used to be in the same alliance for a few years before he left for Loki, and I've had the pleasure of being able to hang out with him in person a couple times. Just a fantastic human being, and I do hope the best for him, and I do hope he comes back to the game one of these days. I do know he's still alive and well and still out there, so hopefully I'll be able to touch base with him soon, and hopefully try to get him on one of these interviews for Voices of the Community.
I would love to see that. That'd be the first video I click on.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I'll try to convince him. Um, so you're a relatively younger player in this game. This game that has been around for 11 years. Uh,
Yes.
the people that I interact mostly in my alliance and across YouTube and in the content creator program, they're it's pretty much skewed towards the older. So. Maybe 30s and 40 year olds. You being on the younger side, what's the biggest misconception that people might have about younger players in a game that's absolutely, in my opinion, dominated by adults?
Um,
And
I
this
don't
is
think,
and this of course, I mean, you're an officer in a Plat 3 alliance, so I mean, you've proven your maturity and skill uh, from there.
yeah. I think um, I believe a common misconception would be that the younger side tends to not know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Um, I believe that um, the issues that are being spoken about within the community
Yep.
are kind of being vocalized by adults more.
Yeah.
Um, and then younger people, I believe with just most things in general, they tend to stay a little bit quieter just because minds are still developing.
Yep.
Adults have um, kind of been the authority in each younger person's life. So for me to be able to get to this point, I'm actually very proud of, but I believe that the majority of the community might look down a little bit on younger people than, let's say, adults.
Yep. No, and that's understandable. Um, Absolutely. But speaking of that, so you say that you see that adults are the ones that are bringing up the issues that are currently with the game and being the most vocal about it. This as your chance to be vocal about what you are concerned about the game. What is your major concern? Is it the bugs? Is it the lag? Is it the imbalance of accounts for free to play to whales? What do you see as the biggest issue related to the game currently?
Um, I think the biggest issue would be the overwhelming gap between pay to win and free to play players.
Yeah.
Um, I believe I can't remember where I heard it from. I believe it was on one of your videos. It seems like Kabam with these recent champion designs, it's more sell the disease, sell the cure.
Yep.
And when you're selling with all these champion acquisition methods, whether it be a saga chase or a sale, it seems like um, you either pay money or you spend hours and hours of your day every week trying to get to that same level.
Right.
It seems like they're offering better shortcuts to pay to win than free to play.
Yep. So on the flip side of that, and by the way, I do believe that there's a gap between an imbalance between the free to play and the whales. I profit from that imbalance, um, but I do understand, and as more people I interview and talk to, especially on the free to play side, I do start empathizing more and more with the plight that they have to go through in investing and dedicating many more additional hours than I do, where I can just go purchase the champion, where I don't have to actually do the grind. So I'm growing from these interviews as well, talking to the other side. But I can definitely see and empathize with regards to what you see as the biggest issue. But conversely, there have been big issues that have been brought up by Kabam, especially in the month of September, with regards to Spider Woman nerf and the energy issue and the battlegrounds currencies and so on and so forth. Uh, ha- can you identify what you see as the single best thing Kabam has done recently?
Recently, not much comes to mind.
Okay. Were you a fan of
Um,
EQ updates?
at first, I was not. I'm still not the biggest fan of it, but I think it
Mm-hmm.
has slightly improved um, with the prestige change and the adaptive event quest.
Yep.
First rollout of that was I was not a fan of it. I didn't even bother doing it the first time. But then when they ended it early and came out with the second rollout, I completed that. I believe within the first week.
Okay.
Still wasn't a big fan of it, but it was a lot more doable. I'm just more for event quests being more about casual play.
Okay. So speaking of that, in the next 5 years, in the game 5 years from now, assuming that you're still playing, do you see yourself still competing in Alliance War, or maybe just enjoying the game casually?
Um, I'd probably say still competing in Alliance War. I
Okay.
like that um, competitive feel that it has to it.
Okay.
Also, I like the behind the scenes of it, planning, path assignments, defense placements, etc.
No, that's great. That is a role that I have never been able to do in my alliance. I've never been an officer. I've never been a leader. It takes a lot more dedication and skill and knowledge of the game that I just do not possess. So, I kudos to you, and I'm sure your entire alliance appreciates everything you do for them, especially when the war seasons are out, which actually just started today. So it's fantastic. All right, so I'm going to start closing up, but next I ask the same question for every interview, and I don't know if you know what I'm going to ask, but I want this game or this series to be long running, but I really want to cater to the listeners of the series. Who would you want to hear from most? Be it it can be a category of player, or you can identify a single name, not including Brian Grant because you already spoiled that one. But who would you like to hear most being interviewed on Voices of the Community?
Um, I would like to hear more from free to play players.
Okay.
Um, I believe there hasn't been as many, uh, I'll say, like content being put out about the free to play side of things.
Right.
It's a lot of spending money and opening crystals and ranking up champions because that's I believe that's what a lot of people like to see.
Yep.
But some free to play players don't have that as often.
Yeah.
So I'd like
Absolutely.
to hear a little bit more from them, see their side of things because I'm not necessarily free to play, but I'm also not a huge whale. I'm
Right.
right in between, but I like to hear from the lower side.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the void that Brian left after when he stopped making content, there's definitely a void of free to play players providing that content. So I'll definitely try to get Brian on an upcoming interview. Definitely. Cool. All right, next. Well, that's the interview. Everybody watching, I do appreciate you guys spending your time with me, listening to me and Nex rattle on. If you guys wouldn't mind, please hit the like and subscribe. It just helps the series go and the channel further develop. But I do appreciate you guys spending your time with me. With that being said, I'll see you guys in a future video, and we'll see you guys later.